I'm sure many of you have seen this picture or know who these two people are, Steve Jobs here and Steve Wozniak, the co-founders of the legendary Apple computer. And there's a lot to say about these two, but I think what's really interesting about relationships like this, and I'll show another example next, is the power of having kind of the visionary and the doer in the early stages of building a company, or even in the late stages of building a company. And probably a lesser known example, but one I think that really hammers the point home, is former CEO of Disney, Michael Eisner, and his president and COO, Frank Wells. And these two had a turbulent history at Disney. There was plenty of issues, but there was also a lot of really important accomplishments that they were able to do at the helm of the legendary company. And this was often through a really interesting relationship between these two, similar to the Jobs and Wozniak relationship, and similar to even a Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg. Is Michael was the idea guy. He had these crazy ideas for what they should do with Disney animation and parks. And Frank was the strict businessman, and he always kind of reined Michael into what they were able to actually do and not able to do. And then importantly, once they decided on what to do, Frank was an absolute beast at executing and was able to put a plan in motion and then make sure to see it through. And the main takeaway here is that companies that are looking to change the world really need two types of people, and often those aren't the same type of person. You need the visionary, the strategic thinker, the person that can see decades ahead in what markets are going to look like, what people are going to want, that are driving kind of passion and getting employees excited. And then you need someone like Frank Wells who can understand, okay, this is the vision for the future. How does that relate to what we need to do now? And then be able to execute at an incredibly high level. And when you don't have these two types of personalities, whether it's two people, a handful of people, or, in a special case, maybe just one person, you get issues where you have a lot of vision, you have a lot of great high-level strategy, but you can't get the actual work done. Or you have the total operator and the total executor that can do work really well and can lay out a plan and can manage a team, but you can't excite your employees, you can't get people interested, and maybe you can't kind of see the forest for the trees in the long run. So if you're an entrepreneur, understand who you are. Are you the Jobs or are you the Wozniak? Are you the Eisner or are you the Wells? Are you the Sandberg or are you the Zuckerberg? And both are needed. And so understand where you are, understand what you need help with, and having a partner that can kind of fill the void of what you don't represent can be really, really special when you're building a company. Like I said, there are a ton of other examples. So if you can think of other great pairs for building companies, drop those names in the comments below. Would love to read.